Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be looking at a game called Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades is actually a tribute to the original game created in 2011 or 2012. The game is really awesome and has some really creative and unique mechanics that I think you will enjoy. For starters, Ace of Spades is your typical first-person shooter type of game. But what makes this game very different is that it's a game where you can build, destroy, and kill all in one. The killing aspect, of course, comes through your weapons of choice, your throwables, and your melee. The digging and the destroying, or the building and the destroying, comes from your spade, your little shovel, maybe it's a knife, or a pickaxe, whatever you choose as a melee, to dig tunnels and destroy the terrain. And your creation comes through your bricks. Players can place down bricks, change the color, build forts, build giant walls, build massive bases, hold points, and much more. This is a major aspect and part of the game, the full destroying and the full creativity of the player. Are your enemies really pushing this one point? Well, just dig around it and sneak from behind. Does your team need to defend a point? Well, why not build a base around it, make some walls, and everyone get in a small little trench and defend the point. You could also build up to higher positions and get a better viewpoint at people down below you. The possibilities are really endless, down to the player's creativity. There is one other major aspect to this game, and it's actually going to be the player loadout. In normal first-person shooter type of games, you're going to have a primary, a secondary, a melee, and a throwable, maybe a utility, but essentially those four main components. The difference with Ace of Spades is that you only have a primary, a melee, a throwable, a building brick, and that is entirely it. The primary is the key aspect that we're going to be looking at for this game, mainly due to how the game is structured. In the game, if you go to the shop, there's going to be three major columns. There's going to be a marksman column, a trooper column, and a commando column. These are groups or classes, you can think of them that way. Once you actually do get into a match, you'll be prompted for either type of group that you want to select. So if you pick the marksman, you're going to be playing around with sniper rifles or bolt action rifles in general. If you select the commando, you're going to be playing with more automatic type of weapons or even full-on LMGs. This is what makes the game really interesting. Nothing else changes unless you go back to the main menu and mess around with your loadout. Of course, you do have to buy the weapons or earn them to then change them in your loadout, but you won't have a secondary, and your primary is the major key focus of weaponry. Now, as for the gameplay mechanics, it's your typical team versus team type of setup, but all of the maps are destroyable and you can build on every single map. There are some limitations how far, how low you can build, but regardless of that, you have a huge area to play around and build in. The game comes with a huge selection of different maps, along with game modes to accompany them, such as Capture the Hill, Attack and Defend, or Capture the Flag. The final mechanic that I want to make note of is actually going to be the shop and your player level. The shop currently in the game works in a unique way. It stems off of the player's level in a way where the further you level up, the cheaper weapons become, mainly due to there being a penalty on every single weapon that is above your level. Once you do reach the level or higher, the penalty will be entirely removed and you only have to pay a lesser value for the weapon you're looking at. This mechanic applies to your primary, but also everything else, such as your melee, your placeables, along with your throwables. This doesn't mean you can't buy that one weapon you're looking at. It just means that it's going to be expensive if you really want it sooner than later. That's going to be it for this little overview of Ace of Spades. I hope you found a really fun game to play. It's one of my favorite first-person shooter games on Roblox, and I think you all will enjoy it. I do want to make note once again that the game is in beta and it's still being worked on. Expect a few bugs and a bunch of changes to be made here and there, but other than that, I hope you have a great time trying out this game. That's gonna be it from me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see ya.